Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. If you are new here, then welcome. Thank you so much for tuning into today's reading. I feel like we have so much to discuss in the reading. Things have been moving really quickly in the energetic realm, in the quantum realm, even if physically at times things feel really stagnant. Don't be fooled by this seemingly on the surface stagnant energy, because beneath the surface, there is so much shifting and aligning in your favor. So I'm going to be going ahead and channeling into some collective messages for us here today. As I always say, if you do want to tune your energy in more strongly into the reading, then I do recommend liking the video and subscribing to the channel, as these are forms of energetic transference that do allow me to pick up more easily on your energy and channel more specifically for you and your situation. Right away, I got the name Alan for someone. This also could be the letter initials ALNRY are also coming through there. Could be the name Ryan for someone as well. The name Lee coming through. Now, I know that whenever I channel these very specific details, these are typically meant for certain individuals. So I always recommend using your intuition and, of course, only taking the messages that really feel resonant for you on a personal level. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and start shuffling the cards here. And the first card to come out in today's reading is the Sun card in the reverse position. Okay, I'm getting a message right away for a divine feminine listening. Now, of course, we all have internally both a balance of divine feminine and divine masculine energy. So whenever I use these terms, this could relate to your internal divine masculine or divine feminine, or to some external person or situation. Also, these labels are labels to describe energy, so they aren't necessarily related to a particular gender. Okay, so the Sun card tends to represent awakened divine masculine energy or awakening divine masculine energy. But I'm picking up on a divine feminine here who illuminates the shadow side of the divine masculine. And specifically for this divine feminine, you've been encountering individuals who are carrying some kind of shadow within them that you are illuminating with your light and with your divine feminine essence. And I'm getting that you have something to offer each other. The words mutual gift exchange are coming out. And this is reminding me of a download that I was actually receiving earlier in the day around, well, I'm just seeing the words be the light. I actually just purchased a notebook at an airport that had the words on it, be the light. And I'm getting the image of someone writing in a journal. So maybe you've been receiving personal downloads about being the light in the lives of others, or being your own light, being your own source of energy and muse and inspiration. Okay, that felt like a bit of a side message for someone. I got the word green. Maybe someone has green eyes, or this word could relate to someone in some way. But the affirmation on the Sun card reversed is shift your thinking. I illuminate what needs to see the light and dispel the shadows of doubt. I'm hearing lost masculine energy. So once again, I'm just so strongly getting that someone here who resonates more so with your divine feminine is illuminating the shadow within. When I say lost masculine energies, I actually don't mean lost as in, I don't mean lost as in dark. I mean lost as in seeking. Actually, I'm getting that these words are synonymous in this context, the words lost and the word seeking, because you are encountering these masculine energies who are seeking, but also might appear in some ways to be lost. So to other people, they may look as though they've lost track of themselves or kind of lost in time, I'm hearing. Maybe they feel like they're kind of drifting through time, feeling a bit ungrounded. But really, they're actually feeling this way because they're seeking higher learning, knowledge, and wisdom, spiritual wisdom. These are masculines who are actually seeking spiritual enlightenment. They're seeking to awaken more consciously to their own spiritual purpose in this life. And I feel that somehow you are connecting with these individuals and you are helping them to, I'm getting this like light at the end of the tunnel energy. It's like you're presenting them with this light that is helping them to find their way into a higher level of consciousness. And it's illuminating some kind of shadow of doubt within them, I'm hearing. I feel that this could be doubt of themselves. So maybe they've been searching or seeking for something, but somewhat doubting within themselves. Is it possible for me to really attain this? Is it possible for me to really do this? And you are illuminating that shadow and helping them to integrate that more consciously. I'm hearing unconscious channeling. So when you connect with these individuals, if there is conversation here, then you will find that within these conversations, you may be unconsciously channeling things for these masculines. You might be saying things that are actually connecting with them in very specific ways. But I'm getting this actually could be mutual. Again, this is not one-sided. There's a mutual gift exchange taking place. I feel that you're getting something energetically out of this as well. The word boost is coming. You're getting a boost in something, whether it's energy, inspiration, maybe happiness. Maybe these are enjoyable conversations or encounters. Maybe you're receiving a compliment or admiration or something along those lines. I feel there is a mutual exchange taking place here, but I'm also getting the words reevaluation of happiness. So it's almost as though part of this mutual gift exchange or mutual energy exchange taking place here. I got the word computer for some reason. Maybe someone works in computer science or in software engineering or with computers or something along those lines. But I'm getting that you inspire others to reevaluate what it means to be happy and successful, to define that more authentically and personally for themselves, and to find ways to actually align more with that true, authentic happiness. But I'm actually getting that others are giving you this gift as well, because you are actually, in some sense, finding a new sense of fulfillment and happiness in things that I'm getting you didn't even really know you wanted, or you didn't even really know were missing from your life. The word social is coming out. So maybe for someone listening here, these interactions have been a form of socializing, whereas for a while you were really closed off, but you're finding this deep fulfillment and almost an unexplainable but authentic happiness in connecting yourself with others in these conversations, in being a teacher, I'm hearing, inspiring others in these ways. I'm getting the word Emery. I know this is an interesting word, but this could be a name. These could be the letter initials EMORY. This also could be the word memory. Maybe somehow you create this nostalgic effect within others where you remind them of times in their past. You resurface memories of some sort that actually help to align them with a more authentic happiness within themselves somehow. You may talk about childhood memories or things from your past, or you might notice that these conversations often take a pathway into the past. I don't know who I'm speaking to here or what the context of any of this is. Now, these even could be individuals who you are, in a sense, connecting with their internal shadow masculine, regardless of their gender. Maybe you are teaching, inspiring, coaching, leading others in this way. These also could be romantic encounters if you're in the dating world. These could be friendships. Take this however it's connecting for you. But I'm getting something about the countries of England and Germany as well, so that could be resonant for someone. But emery oak here, as I'm reading, is a low shrubby black oak tree with evergreen leaves and heavy wood. I'm going to look up some of the symbolism because I'm really not familiar with this at all. Apparently, the name emery can represent home strength. It paints a picture of someone who is an industrious leader, someone who shows great bravery and valiance in challenging times, represents strength and perseverance, the ability to overcome challenges and emerge victorious. So maybe you're connecting with certain individuals who have experienced a lot of challenges or hardship in their own lives, and maybe you've gone through that in your own life as well, and you are this example of someone who's made it through to the other side. There's something about the early 1800s coming out here, so I feel that you may be encountering some past life connections here. The number 13 could be lucky, could be unlucky. Maybe there's something about assigning meaning to some of these meetings where you're not sure what fate has in store for the two of you. You're not sure how to define or assign meaning to some of these connections. And the message coming through is to release the need to assign meaning to things when it feels premature. The need to assign meaning comes from the conscious mind, and I feel the guidance here is instead to flow with these experiences, to lean into your soul, to keep your heart open, to keep radiating your authentic self, and just take that next step forward, not with the mind, but with the heart. I will say, however, a major statement that came through that may be a bit of a side message. This came through a couple hours prior to doing this reading, actually, but I felt it might come up in the reading. And the message is, when your heart and mind are on the same frequency, you become extremely powerful and magnetic because you are in sync with yourself. So I feel that's going to segue us into a new portion of this reading. You guys know, in these Monday, Wednesday, Friday collective readings, which I do on those days at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we do tend to kind of jump around to different collective themes and threads of energy and messages coming up. So I am going to be moving on to that next segment about the head and the heart being in sync with each other and what this might mean for you in your personal life right now. But I do want to let you know that if you've been resonating with this idea that you are connecting with and illuminating the shadow within masculine energies specifically that you are encountering in your physical life at this time, then I will be channeling more specifically into that on Patreon. So we'll be talking about specific masculine energies that you may be meeting and encountering, just diving deeper into really splitting hairs, talking about the specifics of those energies and what some of those connections, what roles some of those connections might be playing more specifically in your personal spiritual journey at this time. So if you want those more specific details, the link to join our Patreon extended reading is in the pinned comment and description box underneath the video. Okay, so let's talk about this concept of your head and your heart being in sync. In some sense, this could be thought of as a harmony between your divine masculine and your divine feminine, the divine feminine being the heart and the divine masculine being the mind in this scenario. But this card here says, with the Ace of Swords, by the way, is the card that just came out here, clarity and truth are coming to the forefront. So expect honest conversations. Maybe this is a byproduct of the head and the heart getting in sync with each other here within you. How this is actually bringing forth clarity, not just in a mental sense, but it's actually manifesting these clear, open conversations with people in your life. So these could be random encounters where there are just these random moments of deep, authentic conversation that feels so open and honest. But this also could be with familiar people in your life where suddenly you're having these conversations that seem to be coming from a totally new, refreshing, more open, energetic place than they have in the past. But I'm going to channel a little bit more from this card. So this card indicates some kind of breakthrough, a new perspective, or a way of thinking that is sure to lead to good ends. This also has the sense of being on the brink of some kind of major innovation that comes from a total perspective shift that, again, is related to combining your head and your heart here. So I am going to pull some cards for clarification. And the first card to come out here is the Knight of Cups. And the affirmation on this card says, "Beauty, art, and wonder is everywhere." So this is a depth of feeling and being deeply connected to your heart space, but also you're holding that cup, you're pouring out from the heart. So I feel that this card specifically represents what you're doing with your heart, and then we'll pull a card to represent what you're doing with your mind, and another card to represent how you are combining both the heart and the mind here. So let's start with the heart. With this Knight of Cups, I feel you've been deeply connected with your heart for a while here. I'm seeing leaves in my mind's eye for some reason. Maybe this is about you coming through a winter and moving into a spring where you're blossoming and blooming in a physical way, meaning you are showing up in your life in a way that is visible to others. Others are able to see the growth that was taking place internally during that winter in your life. And you are actually sharing something from an emotional space. So this could be something in your career, your business, with your art, with something you're creating in your relationships. But I feel that you are actually actively outpouring those emotions that you've learned how to so deeply connect with. There's also something here about slowing down and noticing and appreciating the beautiful things and moments in your life. That word slow is coming out so strongly. Allowing yourself to slow down and smell the roses, so to speak. I'm not sure why that specific phrase is emerging here. But there is this message around, I got the name Gabriel for someone, a message around allowing yourself to slow down, be fully present in the moment, and connect with the art and the beauty and the nature all around you, to see the magnificence and the miracle and in everything in your life, and how this is actually allowing you to generate this highly inspiring, highly creative energy that really flows from the heart. Now, let's dive into your mind. So let's talk about how you are connecting more with your mind. We have the Five of Wands, and this card says, disagreements can give me the space to discuss solutions. This card is really interesting. I feel that this represents a mind in conflict. So maybe consciously, you've been conflicted between two different things, two different paths or ideas, or maybe more than two, just different pathways or options or ways of thinking. And this may have actually created some level of chaos within your mind, but I'm getting the words relax and let go. So it's almost as though the way you've harmonized the heart and the mind here, and I am going to be pulling a clarification card, but the way you've harmonized your heart and your mind is by letting go of the chaos of the mind, no longer needing to, I'm hearing no longer needing to resolve a conflict, to figure out a solution, to quote unquote choose the right path, but to recognize that the true right path isn't an external pathway or solution. It's the heart path. It's an internal path that will naturally open doors in front of you in the physical realm. It's not something that you are externally figuring out, solving, proving, deciding. It's an internal heart path. And I feel as you've been relaxing more in the mind, calming the mind, deciding that you don't have to resolve or fix or solve anything at that level of consciousness, that you can simply connect deeply with your heart, and that path will become clear, that doors will open in front of you as you stay connected to your heart. I feel like this is what is bringing your mind and heart in sync. And the result of the joining together of the heart and mind here is the Two of Cups. And this is a powerful joining together of forces. Now, of course, this simply could be, I say simply, but it's actually very powerful. It powerfully and simply could be representing how you are joining your heart and your mind, your divine feminine and your divine masculine in this beautiful union that is allowing you to be very powerful and very magnetic. But this also could represent what you are manifesting in your life and relationships as a byproduct of getting your heart and your mind in sync, which are these opportunities to connect harmoniously with others. Now, if you are manifesting a romantic partnership or the harmonization of a relationship, I see that is the byproduct, or one of the byproducts, I should say, of you bringing your heart and your mind into alignment, into sync. Now, for some reason, I'm feeling so guided to share a particular message that at the moment doesn't seem related whatsoever to what we've been talking about, but I feel somehow it has to be related. There's a reason that it's coming up. So I'm going to share it, and then we can tie it back into the reading and pull some more cards for clarification. So this was another download that was coming through this morning as I was preparing to do this particular collective reading. The message was, and my guides were calling it the spillover energy. Okay, so I feel that for someone listening, there's been this bit of confusion as to how to go about creating, manifesting, applying effort or action in your life, because we talk about the importance of that action being inspired, bringing yourself into that energetic alignment first, whatever you personally do to accomplish that, and then allowing that energetic foundation to inspire you forward into the actions that are most aligned for you and are going to bring the most harmonious results in your life. But we haven't really talked in practical terms too often about how to really go about applying that concept in practical terms. And I feel someone's been asking for that or manifesting that. So if this is you, this message may be for you, and you've manifested it very strongly because it's really pushing its way into the reading. If this isn't for you now, maybe this will be relevant for you later, or maybe it's just for someone else. So only take it, of course, if it connects. But here's the idea of the spillover energy. So the idea is that essentially at the conscious level of the mind, this is going to be how it connects. Okay, so your conscious mind knows the actions that will move you towards particular goals, or certain steps that you could take that would bring you that excited feeling of taking a step towards a goal. However, your heart cannot be ignored. Your heart, your emotions, your energy can't be ignored or betrayed, or you will find yourself self-sabotaging. If you try to move forward without first connecting with your heart and keeping your heart open and addressing the needs of the heart emotionally, then you will find yourself moving forward on unstable footing. And this is where we get so burnt out, where we try to take action without first connecting with our heart and aligning our energy. And then we burn ourselves out and can feel like those actions we're taking are running us in circles. But the way to get the most leverage out of those inspired action steps while still staying connected to your heart the entire time is this concept of spillover energy. So essentially, you wake up in the morning and you do the things that you have, through your own personal experience, defined as those things that really help you to connect to your heart and to ground yourself, to really align your energy. Now, if you'd like, I'd be happy to make a video sometime discussing what I personally do to align my energy. I do have routines that I've cycled through over the years, and I feel that these routines are so personal to each of us. We all know what to do to keep ourselves grounded, regulated, recalibrated in a sense. And we all really have different personality types, different energy types. We're working with different forms of astrological placements that can affect our energy in different ways at different times. So I would say that the number one thing is to be so aware of your personal needs and what you've noticed personally works for you. And as I said, for myself, you may find that this evolves and changes over the years. I know that for many of you listening, you may have already noticed that these routines do evolve and change, or have in the past for you. I would love to know, by the way, if you do want to start a conversation about this in the comment section. You can let me know what you do personally that helps to get you grounded, to clear your energy, and to connect with your heart. So some examples would be, of course, things like meditation, visualization, reading material that feels positive and uplifting for you, moving your body in some way that feels good to you and kind of opens you up energetically through that portal of connecting with the physical body. Again, this is going to look very different from person to person, but what I will say is that once you do these routines, and of course, we all have different schedules and timing to our lives, so you know what kind of time you can allot for yourself for these times, depending on your personal schedule and requirements and all of those things. But after this time, when you are feeling stable and grounded and balanced within yourself, then of course, we all have those things in our lives that we feel that we have to do. So of course, this might be something related to your career. This could be work. This could be people that you have obligations with, or whatever the case is. We all have those things. So we move into those things. For others of us, I mean, this even could be things that you do for yourself that are really important for you to do to keep yourself stabilized on a daily basis. So for someone, this might be exercising. This could be some form of nourishing your body in a certain way. This could be connecting with certain people, socially communicating with certain people. Again, it could be work related, whatever this is for you. And then following that period of time, this is where we enter spillover energy. So of course, there may be days and phases of our lives where we don't necessarily have any spillover energy, where we're kind of just at that baseline. We are doing those things to keep ourselves balanced and stabilized energetically. Then we're doing, of course, those things that we feel obligated to do, that we have a requirement to do, that are essential for us in a sense. And then after that period of time, there may be, in certain phases of our lives, not much left in terms of spillover energy. It might just be time for us to relax or care for ourselves and sleep, or whatever the case is. And of course, those signals must be honored as well. If you're feeling like it's time to recalibrate or refresh or sleep or relax after you've done the things that you feel are required of you, then please honor that. Do that for yourself. Keep yourself at that baseline until you build up to a point where you do have some excess energy. Now, on days or phases of your life where you do have that excess energy, that is the time where you can take those inspired actions, utilizing that spillover energy to take those steps and do those things that feel as though they positively move you towards particular goals, dreams, ideas in your life that you're feeling passionate about. But there's an important key here. The key here is to keep it within the day. And this was a message coming through from my guides. This is a form of staying grounded in the present moment. So you utilize that spillover energy to do what you can within the day that feels aligned for you, that you feel inspired to, while you're feeling good, taking those actions. But you only focus your mind on what you can do within that day with that energy. This is where I've so often tripped up in the past, and where it's so easy to make the mistake of either beating up on ourselves for the past and for what we feel we could have been doing yesterday, last week, last year to move ourselves towards our goals. But equally, we can also overthink and overplan into the future, so we can start using that spillover energy to try to force or control what we're going to do futuristically. Like, okay, well, every day I'm going to spend an hour doing this, or every day I'm going to do X, Y, Z. And then we get so quickly burnt out because not every day do we necessarily have the spillover energy to direct in those directions. And when we're pulling from energy that we don't have, we energetically send ourselves kind of into debt, where then we pay it off eventually through going through phases where we really have to pull back and recover from that burnout. So the key is, again, to use that excess spillover energy to direct towards our passions and interests in things that we love, steps that feel like they're moving us towards our goals, but to not allow ourselves to overthink either the past or to overplan into the future during that process, to stay fully connected to what we are creating today, how we are utilizing that energy today, what we can do with that energy now. And I'm just getting that this could be a really powerful message for someone, process for someone. I know that we so rarely talk in practical terms about these kinds of things, so I hope that that was helpful or beneficial to someone listening here. And if anything here from the reading has been connecting so far, I would love to hear from you in the comments section. Now, I know this reading is getting to be a little bit longer than usual. Usually I would probably be wrapping up the reading here, but since we talk so much about that specific process, I really actually want to get back into channeling more energy that could be connecting with you at this time. And then, of course, whatever we don't cover here, we will be channeling more into on Patreon. So feel free to continue on with me in the Patreon reading, which is always linked in the pinned comment and description box under this video. Now, right away, I pulled the Queen of Wands, which really seems to be your personal baseline energy at this time, because this has actually been coming up a lot in recent readings. I believe we pulled this card in the last collective reading as well. And this card says, I inspire others through my passion and determination. I feel there's a reason that the guides want you to know how positively you impact and uplift the people that you come into contact with. And maybe for some of you listening, this is directly related to some of those masculine energies we referenced at the beginning of the reading that you may actually be inspiring or illuminating in some way. But I want to channel a bit more from this card. This card says, it's time to embrace your individuality while also celebrating your unique strengths. You're radiating confidence and charisma, making you incredibly attractive to others. Now, of course, this could be in a romantic sense. This also could be in terms of that generalized, just magnetic sense that you're very attractive for new friendships, new business connections, new opportunities in your life. You'll naturally attract someone who appreciates you for what you are. And again, this could relate romantically, but this could be in any area of your life. I'm just feeling this sense of pride emanating from someone's guides that I'm connecting with here, because there is this sense of you really having locked in your connection to your own authentic self. I feel that you are showing up so confidently and so authentically in your life, and you are allowing the people, things, and opportunities that can connect with you in that state of authenticity to connect with you, while other things and people are repelled from your life. Now, I don't know why this is coming back up, but I was getting this generalized download earlier as well that, and this is more romantic, but I'm getting that someone has the experience of meeting people who aren't quite capable of keeping up with them. So meeting people who are deeply intrigued by you initially, extremely attracted to you, extremely drawn to you, but then it's almost like they're unsure how to manage or how to handle your energy. So if that is resonating for you personally, we will be talking about that for sure in the extended reading on Patreon. So we're going to be talking about who could be having this sense of, the word mysterious is coming out here. So someone might be perceiving you as very mysterious. And right here, I'm feeling the energy pick up in the reading. So we definitely just picked up a very strong thread of energy for someone. I know that's connecting for someone here. So again, we'll be talking about that more on Patreon, which is linked underneath the video. But for now, I am going to be sharing a final quote from Rumi. And the quote here is, "Your heart is the size of an ocean. Go find yourself in its hidden depths." And I just felt a wave of chills as I said that. So wow, thank you to all of you who brought such powerful energy and intentions to today's reading. I could really feel it in the air. And I am so, so appreciative of this whole community on YouTube that we're co-creating together. So if you do want to be part of that in a stronger way, then I invite you to subscribe to the channel, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at @magnetizeyourself. And of course, the link to join me on Patreon, where I will be continuing this reading next, is in the pinned comment and description box. Otherwise, I am sending you all huge amounts of love and light energy. Have an amazing remainder of your week, and I will connect with you here again in Friday's reading.